What would be the best way to deal with a trustee who just won't communicate with me?
Essentially, you got to move out quickly. You got to ask for an accounting. If they won't provide the accounting, you got to go to petition the probate court, and then the probate court will order them to account. You'll have subpoena power. You can get the underlying documents to cross-check their accounting to see if there is any problems, and then I think you'll have the information you were looking for with the trustee who was refusing to give you that information at the outset of the case.
I think where people get frustrated though is that, let's say I'm a client, Stewart, and I'm asking you, but isn't the trustee supposed to communicate with me, and aren't they obligated to give me an accounting?
They are, and that's the probate code says that 100%. You're going to be able to get it. It's just that most trustees don't know these rules.
And is there any way to enforce them outside of going to court? Because if the trustee is supposed to be doing these things and they're not doing it, then there must be some way to force them to do this.
Yeah, the way you force them to do it is you go to court. And so I think that you and I have talked about this in the past, and that is if you and I signed a contract for you to come and paint my house, and I paid you $5,000, and I paid you to come paint my house 3 weeks from now, when 3 weeks comes and you don't come paint my house, I have a contract that says you must come paint my house. I've paid you $5,000. I performed on my side of the contract. You're not performing. We call that a breach of contract. That's very similar to you being the trustee and me being the beneficiary in this case. Mm-hmm. So I am owed some obligations under a document, the trust, that tells you what you're supposed to do with my assets. You're choosing to ignore those terms for whatever reason. You're choosing not to communicate with me when you have a fiduciary obligation under the probate code to communicate with me, which includes providing accountings. And you've decided not to do any of those things. The only way I can enforce that, the only way I can enforce you not to come paint my house, but to get the $5,000 back because you've breached the contract, is to go to court. And it's unfortunate. It's not in an ideal world, we wouldn't have to go to court to remedy the wrongs that we face in life. But unfortunately here, your only remedy is to go to court.
So that's really the power the beneficiary has, is to go to court and stand up for their rights and get the trustee to do what they're supposed to do.
That's right.
Albertson and Davidson is here to help you fight for your inheritance. Check out aldavlaw.com for our complete library of helpful legal videos and articles from your favorite California trust and will litigation law firm, Albertson and Davidson, LLP.